Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout. We're here, Stephen Smith, here in Liverpool for Ste Clarke, obviously back out again in quick succession. Done a lot of tickets as well off the back of 10 days' notice. How pleased are you with his progression as a pro so far?
Yeah, really good. He's a pleasure to coach. He's one of them, fighters where he's in the gym and he'd live in there if he could. And he's everything I ask him, open eyes, open ears, listens, nods, goes away, tries and practices. And them type of people are just a pleasure to coach, do you know what I mean? Where I don't have to sort of tell him anything twice. He loves the sport and he's in there and he's wanting to learn, which again is a pleasure.
What are you hoping to see from him on Saturday? Showed what he can do in the last time out, but he said, look, things I need to work on, as there is after every fight, whoever you are, whether you're just starting out or you're at the upper echelon in boxing. But what would you like to see from him on Saturday?
Just a couple of things what we spoke about after the last one, more about a couple of things what he was doing, what he didn't do, and we've touched on it, and hopefully he can go out there and he can show his progress, really show that he's learning and he's coming on. At the end of the day, going from 2-0 to 3-0, like no one's to finish the article, so he's learning. Of course he's learning, and I just want him to go out and show that he's progressed with the things what we've been working on, and basically hopefully if people can sit up and see it and notice it, he's improving every fight, and that's all he can do.
100%. You had a good victory as well with the return of Charlie Edwards the other week. Spoke to Charlie a lot in this sort of comeback phase of his career. He seems like he's got a new lease of life and good performance. And it's a tough customer on his for his first time back in a while.
Yeah, George is already a good fighter. He's a former European champion. He's no mug himself, and he came to win. And I think it was a stand-up performance for Charlie in terms of the inactivity and people wondering what he had left and what his ambitions were. He came back, and I think he more than showed that on the night. He's back, and as you just said, he's got a new lease of life, and he's excited about the sport again. Rather than being down in the dumps because of things he's gone through in the past and being kept out of the ring and politics in the sport. It's never nice, but now he's back fighting. He's got good backing with the promoters behind him, and he's excited about what's to come. And he's got like dates penciled in and going to get activity behind him. Charlie had a bit of momentum. He's going to be a force for anyone in the bantamweight division.
100%. It'd be good to see him sit at the top table again and challenge for world titles. Let's talk about last week. Ryan Garcia. Surprised?
No, I wasn't. I know it's easy saying hindsight, but if you'd asked people who spoke to me beforehand, I said, people were all making about his mentality and, is he switched on? And I was like everyone else. I thought he didn't care. But I said, but anyone who can punch going in there with that mentality is a danger to anyone. Trust me, he might just go in and let his hands go. I said, he'll either chin Devin Haney, he'll get the win, or he'll get disqualified. You know what I mean? It's just one of the two. You just didn't know how he was going to be. But I said, don't be surprised if he lets his hands go and he catches Haney and he hits him. And lo and behold, he did that. Every time he seemed to land clean, he seemed to hurt him. And I think that was what got him a well-earned win. You know what I mean? I thought Haney done well getting up 3 times and Yeah,
it showed a lot of heart in him because it's tough going that.
He does deserve credit because it would have been very easy. He was obviously getting hit, he was getting rocked to his boots when he was getting hit by a massive puncher, and it would have been easy for him to say, it's not my night, he's weighed in heavy and I'll get the rematch and whatever else and just stay calm. But he got up and he kept trying, and by the way, he won most of the rounds that he didn't go down in, so it wasn't the worst performance from him, but he was just a little bit what's the right way, because I don't want to disrespect him,
vulnerable
champion, but yeah, he looked vulnerable, but he was a little bit naive. But to say that he worked on Garcia's left hook and everyone knew how good his left hook was, how easy he was landing it at times was a bit like.
Do you think from a sorry to cut you off, do you think from a coach's perspective, when he's doing all this stuff in the build-up, and I know Devin's trained because I know he trains, I've been witness to him training, he's an animal, but do you think he's gone in there going, you know what, I'll show everyone I've got a bit of pop in my punch, because everyone's always he can punch, but he's always like, you don't know how hard he can. So he thinks, you know what, I'm going to make a show of him for all these antics, and maybe that has sort of overstepped the control mark. Maybe I don't know. I'm asking you.
No, I agree. None of us know the truth, but I think sometimes, when it gets a bit personal, like it did towards the end, and his dad, I don't think his dad does him any favours. The way he gets involved in some of the shite that he comes out with, I don't think it does Devin. Devin seems a lovely lad, and he's quite quiet, and he's made some awful remarks in the past himself, which I wasn't a fan of him when he was talking about bringing races into it and stuff. I didn't like him, and I don't think his dad does him any favours, but when it gets a bit personal beforehand, sometimes it is a bit more intense about hurting them and about letting your hands go, and his dad's talking about wanting to hurt him and putting him in hospital and stuff like that. then maybe he has gone in and held his feet slightly a bit more and tried to put a bit of pop in his punches, and he's come unstuck because of it. I don't know. You'd have to ask him that, and whether he'd admit it, I don't know. But it was a bit strange how easy he was getting nailed with the left hook, and we all know that's Garcia's biggest shot. So I don't know. Obviously, I'd like to have a conversation with him and see whether it was, but I suppose you'll never know. He'll never admit that.
Opinion on some big fights coming up next week. Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. Interesting little fight. Jaime Munguia, I feel like it's one of these who's not really had his big moment yet. He doesn't get bigger than Canelo Alvarez, and Canelo, we've seen his list, the resume, the Hall of Fame career. Can there be, I suppose, an upset on the cards, or what do you think this is? This is Canelo Alvarez this night.
100%. Being in the opposite corner with both of them, really, with my brother Liam. Liam's fought two of them, and I rate Munguia highly. I think his engine's unbelievable. How long he can carry on that engine for, I don't know, but there was times he was just like the Energizer Bunny. He just kept going for 12 rounds. His engine's unreal, and can he do it against Canelo? I think Canelo now looks a lot more human after what Bivol done, and I do think Munguia is capable of doing that. I think it's a really good fight. I think it's a better fight than probably most people give it credit for, and I'll be interested to see whether Munguia can keep going. He's sort of got the blueprint with what Bivol done. Whether he can do that, I don't know. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion Canelo wins by any means, but I think a lot depends on Munguia. If he turns up with that freshness and he does keep the engine going, can Canelo stay with him for that? Because I think Canelo, one thing about him, he's an unbelievable fighter, and seeing him up close, he's even better than I gave him credit for.
He's better in person, isn't he?
He's so good up close. When you see the things he does and how he sort of hypnotises fighters to sort of do what he wants them to, he's unbelievable. But I don't feel he fights for 3 minutes of a round, and I think Munguia's got that engine to make him fight when he doesn't want to fight. So if he does that, I think it brings him a lot more into the fight, and it'll be very interesting.
Are you one of these who still wants to see Benavidez Canelo, or Benavidez Munguia, whoever wins?
Yeah, listen, I'd love the winner this to go and fight Benavidez. I think he deserves his big shot, his big moment. Everything he's been put in front of him, he's walked through them. So, hopefully, they keep this Mexican team and they fight each other, and the winner fights Benavidez. I'd love to see that.
Who do you favour if say Canelo comes past Munguia? A lot of people are saying this is the bogeyman for Canelo, but do you think that? Do you go into that and go, I give Benavidez the edge? Do you think Canelo's experience, or is it just one of them where it's like it's just a great fight, 50-50? How do you see it?
I think Canelo's the best out of them all. I think Canelo's the favourite with both of them. But my only thing is, what I sort of touched on with Munguia and about him making him fight when he doesn't want to fight, I think Benavidez is a bigger, stronger version of that. So it'll be tougher again. So I think it's a perfect sort of trial run for him with Benavidez by going through Munguia first. I think it's really good matching if that's going to be next. I think they've done it well, they've done their own work, because I do think it'll be a similar fight, but a bigger, stronger, heavier Benavidez, do you know what I mean? And again, I do think Canelo's got the class to walk Benavidez onto the shots, and I do make him favourite, but it's a fight I'd love to see.
Last one, Fury Usyk coming up. Got to ask you, how do you see it?
Fury, I just think he's good bigger man beats a good little man type of thing, but I just think Usyk's attributes and what he's good at, his mobility and stuff, I think Fury can do it all as well. I just think where he's mobile, I think probably sounds terrible to say this, but I think it's going to be a bit of a stinker of a fight. I can't see it being
a chess match.
Yeah. I don't think that the typical boxing fan's going to watch it and think like, blood and guts. So I think it'll be more for the boxing purists, where you'll see a lot of skill set, a lot of setting traps and stuff. But I just think the reach of Fury and the mobility, I just think he'll every time Usyk gets close, I think he'll lean on him a bit like the Wilder tactics, and I don't think it'll be the best to watch, but I think Fury will eke out the points with.
Well, look, Steve, I appreciate you giving us your breakdown on a number of fights there. I know you wanted to get off. Good luck for Steve this weekend, and hopefully we can catch up after his fight.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I've got Liv Hussey fighting tonight, so I'm going to go.
You have as well? Yeah, of course you have. Liv Hussey, how's she getting on?
She's really good, she's in a really good place. She's in great shape.
Busy man, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm excited for the journey, because she's came to me about coaching, and I told her it's got to be, all in full time and do it properly, and she's been the best surprise in my pro career up to now. But she's been unbelievable in the gym, and I'm excited for people to see the transition she's making and how much she's coming on.
How far can she go?
listen, it's one of them in this women's game. I love it. The fights are always exciting and stuff with the 2-minute rounds, but we've seen with Rihanna Dixon 9-0 last week. I've seen Sandy Ryan 6-1, and we're seeing these world champions and class acts doing it quick. So I've put Liv straight in a 6 because I said there's not going to be much hanging about. If you can do it and you can fight and you can do what you're doing in the gym under the lights, then it's going to be quite a quick journey to get into them big titles. So I'm really excited, and she won a European gold in the amateur, so there's no reason why she can't go all the way in the pros. It's just about getting in there and doing it under the lights, as I say. So I'm really excited for her, and tonight to start.
100%. Look, Stephen, appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social. Catch up soon.